Imagine walking through a dark forest and a wild animal waddles right up to your shoe. It doesn't run, it doesn't hide. Instead, it looks up at you with pure curiosity. This is an animal born without an ounce of fear. Meet the Kakapo. It is the heaviest parrot on Earth, weighing up to 4 kilograms, about the size of a large house cat. And it has a highly unusual trait for a bird. It smells distinctly of sweet honey mixed with old, musty books. Its face looks completely wrong for a typical parrot. Those flat, disc-shaped feathers closely resemble an owl. Because the Kakapo is entirely nocturnal, those facial feathers act exactly like a satellite dish, directing sound straight to its ears to help it navigate in total darkness. This absurdly confident behavior has left even seasoned wildlife enthusiasts completely baffled. During a famous expedition, Stephen Fry could only watch in disbelief as one of these birds decided to climb a BBC cameraman and treat his head like a potential mate. This chart shows exactly why this endearing personality is a problem. The Kakapo population flatlined dangerously close to zero, and today there are only 247 of these specific individuals left alive anywhere on the planet. To comprehend how a creature this unique ended up on the absolute brink of extinction, we have to rewind. We have to look at the incredibly specific environment it was built to dominate. For 80 million years, New Zealand was completely isolated from the rest of the world. In this sprawling forest, there were no land mammals. No cats, no foxes, no rats. Nothing walked on 4 legs and hunted. Flight is incredibly expensive. Growing and maintaining the massive chest muscles required to lift a body off the ground burns an enormous amount of biological energy. This biological comparison shows exactly what the Kakapo did in response. Over generations, those energy-draining flight muscles simply shrank away. In an environment with 0 ground predators, the bird traded useless wings for a heavy, round body and a comfortable life walking the forest floor. When startled, it relied entirely on a single defense mechanism. It froze, absolutely still, blending its green feathers perfectly into the moss and ferns. This inability to fly was a biologically perfect strategy. The Kakapo thrived by doing exactly what its isolated environment demanded. That perfect isolation shattered when humans arrived. First Polynesian explorers and later European settlers made landfall on the islands, bringing foreign animals with them. Suddenly, the forest floor was occupied by completely alien threats: dogs, cats, rats, and stoats. The Kakapo responded to these new arrivals the only way it knew how. It froze. But camouflage only works against visual hunters. Against a mammal scanning the undergrowth with an aggressive sense of smell, sitting perfectly still is a death sentence. The population collapsed with terrifying speed. By the 1970s, after extensive searching, scientists concluded that the Kakapo had been entirely wiped out on the main islands. A trait honed perfectly over millions of years can become a fatal liability the second the rules of an ecosystem are forcibly rewritten. Then, in 1977, an astonishing discovery was made. A tiny remnant population of roughly 200 birds was found surviving in the remote south. It triggered a desperate, highly unconventional rescue mission. The strategy was absolute containment. Rangers completely removed the surviving birds from the mainland mass and relocated them to isolated offshore islands. Every rat, cat, and stoat on these new islands was eliminated, turning them into sterilized fortresses. Now, the species is micromanaged to an extraordinary degree. Every single Kakapo is given a name, fitted with a radio transmitter, and physically tracked by rangers around the clock. But even with this security, recovery is agonizingly slow because of a rigid biological bottleneck. The Kakapo will only breed when this specific plant, the rimu tree, produces an exceptionally large crop of fruit. That happens roughly once every 2 to 4 years. When a breeding season finally arrives, human intervention kicks into overdrive. Rangers weigh unhatched eggs daily and hand-raise any sick chicks. Every single individual requires immense physical effort to keep alive. The Kakapo no longer exists in what we would consider wild nature. Its continued presence on Earth is dictated by a highly engineered, artificially maintained human logistical system. After hitting a perilous valley of just 51 birds in 1995, the population steadily climbed to 247 today. But this upward curve could quickly reverse. A single storm, predator breach, or disease outbreak could wipe out decades of progress overnight. The only things keeping those island fortresses secure are constant public awareness and continuous financial resources. This creature survived the age of dinosaurs, endured ice ages, and navigated millions of years of isolation, all without evolving a single ounce of aggression. We introduced the elements that broke its perfectly adapted world. Now we bear the ultimate evolutionary responsibility to ensure the Kakapo continues walking the forest floor.